is Swalwell's departure, impacting this race?
Well, Fred, it was a wide open race beforehand, and it's even more wide open now. I mean, some people have referred to him as sort of this strong front runner in the race before he was out. As we just saw in the poll that you just had up on the screen, we essentially were in a four-way tie beforehand. Yes, there were some signs that Swalwell may be consolidating folks, but he was not a runaway favorite, and now this race is even more jumbled up.
Oh, my gosh. So who is benefiting most from Swalwell's departure?
Well, we've got a new poll that came out from Emerson this week that gives us some indications. So this is where we're at now when Swalwell's taken out. Remember, his name's still going to be on the ballot because it was already printed. But this is where we're at. We see the two Republicans out ahead, Steve Hilton and Chad Bianco, and then Democrat Tom Steyer, who spent over $130 million of his own money in this race so far.
Wow.
But interestingly, Javier Becerra seems to be gaining the most. He went up 7 points in that particular poll. He is the former HHS secretary, former attorney general of California, former congressman. And I spoke with him on our show, The Story Is, on Friday night about why he's gaining. Take a listen.
Okay.
Why do you think you in particular, of all the candidates, are sort of getting this second look and this bump right now?
I think folks feel very deceived, and voters want to see someone they can trust. It's a tough time in politics, and I believe voters are looking for someone that they can trust. And I believe one thing that makes them have that trust is experience.
Some critics have said that he's a little too bland, a little too boring, but he's actually sort of leaning into that as a strength, saying, look, Swalwell was so flashy, and look how that worked out for everybody. I'm just sort of a nice guy who's been there all along. Check me out. Another person who's getting sort of a second look and has raised a lot of money in the last week is the mayor of San Jose, Matt Mahan, trying to get his message out there. And we're about to have debates in this race. This week, we're going to see the first televised debate in a long time, and then CNN hosting our own debate on May 5th. Caitlin Collins and myself will be co-moderating that here in Los Angeles, and that's going to be a pivotal moment in this race.
It will indeed. We're looking forward to that. And I wonder, Alex, people who maybe were not as excited about this race before Swalwell, stepping out, has this shakeup made voters a little bit more enthusiastic or pay closer attention now to who the candidates are and who their pick might be?
Well, there's some data that tracks media mentions, and Eric Swalwell certainly won the week in terms of media mentions. I mean, he got the most attention in terms of anybody talking. I mean, there's a lot of people that have not been paying attention to this race, even though it matters in a huge way. 1 out of 8 people in the country live in California. It's the 4th largest economy in the world. It's the blue state resistance to Donald Trump. You think about the governor of California, who could now be the Democratic nominee. The last Democratic nominee was from California. This race really matters, and yet a lot of folks haven't been paying that close of attention. A lot of people are not that interested in Democratic options, which is why we see this scenario where there's 2 Republicans who could make the top 2 and box out the Democrats. Remember, in California, it's the top 2 in the primary advance regardless of party. And as you showed in your first poll, the top 2 folks right now are Republicans. So you could have a scenario where Steve Hilton and Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco make the top 2. Trump recently endorsed Hilton, but that did not get Hilton the Republican nomination. That was a no endorsement last weekend at their convention. Nobody could get to 60%. So if those 2 essentially evenly split the Republican vote, almost 50-50, that could create a scenario where Democrats are locked out, and the bluest state, in a time where we have a blue wave, most likely when it comes to the House and the Senate, that could be represented by a Republican, which would be an extraordinary moment. Unlikely, but not impossible.
Yeah, still a very important race to watch, and you and Caitlin will help us out on that night of this primary debate forum on Tuesday. Thank you so much, Elex Michaelson. Appreciate it. And Caitlin Collins will moderating the California governor primary debate right there Tuesday, May 5th. And you can, of course, watch Alex on his show. The Story Is weeknights at 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 a.m. Eastern, right here on CNN. We'll be right back.